Happy Monday, you guys. Start of a brand new week, and we're going to come at you with some strength. So we're going to start with a little bit of slow quality work today, and just build you into the week for the intensity. So what we have for you guys, the start of our work set. Wide stance, good morning for 5 to 10 reps. Side lunge hold for 10 seconds per side. Narrow squat stance for 5 at a 3-1-3 tempo. Into a Sumo Squat Hold for 10 seconds. And then a Goblet Squat for 5 at a 3-1-3 tempo. We're going to hit that for 1 to 2 rounds depending on how your body's feeling after the weekend and what you got to do to get it going and ready for action. Then our first work set of the day is going to be either a tempo goblet or a tempo front squat. It's up to you, however you want to take that down. Excuse me. And you'll take down 10 reps at a 3-1-3 tempo. So 3 seconds down, 1 second pause, 3 seconds stand. So we're working with that tempo to help build some strength with minimal equipment. So that tempo is going to be really important to follow, and you're going to get a really good burn throughout that work set. After that, you're going to rest for 20 seconds. You'll lay on the floor, and then you're going to move into 10 single leg bridges per side. So really that 20 seconds of rest is going to be about transitioning, getting yourself set up into your position, and then rock your bridges. You'll do 10 per side. You'll then rest anywhere from 30 to 90 seconds, and you'll do it all over again. Remembering that this is about accumulating fatigue, but also maintaining quality movement and getting your reps in with the tempo. So gear your rest to what you need to succeed in those work sets. Once you're done that, we're going to focus our attention to the upper body, and we're going to take our time working through our laying shoulder flexion for 5 reps, into our laying tuck and tilt for 5, and then a PVC Prone Raise for 3 at 10 seconds for 3 rounds. After that, we're going to rock some dumbbell bent rows for 8 per side at a 3-second negative. Rest 30 seconds right into our dumbbell pullover for 8 reps at a 3-second negative. And then you can rest again anywhere from 30 seconds to 90 seconds depending on what you need to be successful with those bent rows. Our day today is all about quality, so take your time. Don't rush from one thing to the next. It's not about speed, it's about good, hearty strength work and good quality movement. So let's get you warmed up, we'll have fun, and get you ready to rock this strength. All right, guys, let's warm up a little bit. Let's get you guys ready. So get our feet underneath those hips first. We'll take the arms big and tall overhead. We're gonna get a little shrug. We're gonna come back down. We're gonna reach over to one side. We'll come back up, reach to the other side. Oh yeah, come back up, and we're gonna forward fold. So we're gonna touch those toes, walk up the shins. We're gonna come down, framing the foot. We're gonna step it back into our lizard, nice and square. Inside hand's gonna reach way up to the sky. We're gonna rotate forearm to the floor. Then we're gonna come back up, big stretch. Then we're gonna rotate forearm to the floor. Then we're gonna reach up. Big stretch, and rotate forearm to the floor. We're going to come back up, big tall reach. Bring that hand down. Outside hand is going to reach up to the sky. Planting that hand, we're going to step back into our down dog. Reaching those hips back. We'll come back into our plank. Stepping that foot up. Nice and square in those hips. Strong lower body. Inside hand is going to reach. And then we're going to rotate forearm coming down. Coming back up, and then we're going to rotate, forearm coming down, and up again, and forearm coming down, and back up. We'll plant the hand, we'll take the outside hand up, big twist, we'll come back down, we're going to step back into our down dog again, reaching through those hips, and this time we're going to walk our heels out just a few times, again nice and slow, nothing too aggressive, we're just waking up our ankles and our heels, making sure things feel pretty good. All right. From there, we're going to come back into our plank, get that tension through the ribs and hips, pressing through the shoulders, maintaining that engagement as we tiptoe those feet up. And we're going to roll ourselves all the way up. Big tall stretch overhead. Little shrug. Come back down, bring those hands down, and get you guys ready for our first work set of the day. So pause the video if you want to do a little bit of more gentle warm-up stuff. Take your time, do that. I'm going to get you guys started on that first work set, which starts off with a little bit of hamstring load. So we're going to step it wide, all right, into our wide stance position, toes slightly turned out. I'm tall, I'm engaged through my glutes, And I'm going to keep that back super long as I pull my hips back to the back of the room. And that's what causes my body to come forward. And then I'm going to stand tall. Big squeeze at the top to open up the hips. Then I'm going to pull back. And then I'm going to stand tall. That big squeeze at the top. And again, one more time, I'll pull back. And then I'm going to stand tall. That big squeeze. So again, my knees stay soft, my feet, the weight stays about the laces area, but I'm trying to keep my entire foot flat with that big toe down so I can get the most out of that glute squeeze that I can. Okay. From there, I'm going to move into a side lunge hold. So my feet are basically at the proper position for this right now. I'm going to take it down, back and down, into that low position, as deep as I feel comfortable. Once I get there, I'm going to hold for 10 seconds. It's very important that when I'm in that hold position, my knee is tracking the toe, and I'm staying engaged in the bottom and not rounding out in the bottom. All right, so I'm going to go to the side so you guys can see from the side. So again, I take the hips towards my heel. I keep my chest up tall. I'm staying strong and active here. I'm going to hold the bottom here for 10 seconds and then press through my leg to get myself to full extension again. So we just have to remember, stay balanced, stay engaged. Big thumbs up on that. After that, we're still going to focus our attention on that kind of quad and shin, ankle area with our narrow squat. So our feet in our normal squat stance will look like so. Our narrow can come anywhere inside of them. And we're going to take it down at a 3-1-3 tempo to work on opening up those ankles and shins. So again, my hips go towards my heels. I take it back and down, 3, 2, 1. Holding in the bottom for a second, and then standing, 3, 2, 1. So pushing through those legs to stand up tall. I want to fight for that good back position as I take it back and down. So I stay upright in my torso, not rounding out, staying tight and active, and then I stand. All right? So we got 5 of those reps, and then we go into another hold, which is a sumo hold. And this can get really warm and really tough. So again, we want to make sure we keep that nice straight back. We'll take it down, staying engaged through the upper body and the knees as we press them out. We're going to hold this position for 10, and then we're going to stand, making sure our shoulders and our hips rise together. So at the bottom of that hold, everything comes up as if we just did a normal squat. Right? Very, very important. And finally, we're going to finish off this whole work set with some goblet squats. So just a nice smooth goblet squats, have a nice easy tempo of 3-1-3. So we have our dumbbell, hopefully a lighter one. If you're like, oh, I only have my working weight, then you can just do some tempo regular squats. But I'm going to hold the dumbbell up under the chin. I'm going to take my hips back and down towards my heels. My knees go out a little bit, but I'm fighting for that upper body to stay nice and tall. And I work on that 3-1-3 tempo. That's going to get you guys ready and feeling that tempo in our work set, allowing you also to feel some weight and get you ready to see where you want to go for your working sets if you're doing the goblet or the front squat. All right. Quick little recap. We have 1 to 2 rounds of our wide stance good morning of 5 to 10 reps. Side lunge hold, 10 seconds per side. Narrow squat for 5 reps at a 3-1-3. Into our sumo squat hold for 10 seconds. And then some goblet squats to bring it all together, all right, for 5 reps at a 3-1-3 tempo. Pause the video, take that down, assess the body, see how it's feeling. We're going to get you through that first set of work and get you guys going. So our next set and our first work set is our tempo goblet squat or our front squat. So we just did the goblet squat, but we'll do a couple more reps for you from the side so you can see. So my feet just outside the hips, shoulder width, somewhere in there. I hold the dumbbell up under my chin. I'm going to take it down 3 seconds. So it's a 3, 1, down, hold for a second, and then 1, 2, and up. And I'll hit that for 10 reps. All right, so working on keeping the hips tracking towards my heels, chest tall, and the knees tracking my toes. Okay. If I'm choosing to do the front squat, the dumbbell will rest up on the shoulder. I'm going to feed a little active kind of engagement into the dumbbell, not so it's back up here, but just so my elbow and my arm stay stable and still. My feet will be in that regular squat stance, and again, it's the same position. I pull my hips to my heels, my knees go slightly out, my arm is pressing into that dumbbell, and then I stand with good control. I'm gonna focus on that tempo. I'm gonna focus on that good squat quality while I move nice and slow for those 10 reps. I'll rest 20 seconds, and then I'll come down to the floor and work on my single leg bridge. So these are unloaded. This is just kind of an extra little glute and hamstring burner. So I'll get my fingers just outside my heels. I'm gonna get set, press my hands down a bit. I'll lift my leg up for some picking that favorite leg. It can be bent, straight out, whatever works for you. All right, and then we're gonna squeeze our glutes, lift, keeping our hips level and square, and in. I'm gonna do 10 reps per side in that work set. Not rushing, but also not overkilling the tempo either. Just a little pause at the top, a little pause at the bottom, so you can check and assess your movement and check and assess your engagement. So make sure we're doing that at the top and the bottom of each of those single leg bridges. And then once you're done 10 per side, you'll rest 30 to 90 seconds and hit those squats up again. That lower half is gonna get pretty lit up in this work set, so be prepared. If you need to extend the rest a little bit, please do so. Listen to your body and work for quality. Quick little recap. We have either a tempo goblet squat or a tempo front squat. 10 reps, all right, 3-1-3. If you're doing a tempo front squat, all right, you could do with a single dumbbell, so you can do 5 on one side, 5 on the other, or you can do all 10 on one, the next round, all 10 on the other. It's up to you, whatever works best for you. Just make sure you split the work up per round or per set. All right. So we have that work set, 10 at a 3-1-3, rest 20, 10 single leg bridges per side, rest 30 to 90. We'll hit that for 3 to 5 rounds. Pause the video, take down those squats, have fun with them, get that good lower body burn. We're gonna come back at you with that next phase, which is gonna touch on the upper body a little bit to get you ready. So we're gonna start by laying on the floor, and these exercises are fantastic, especially first thing in the morning, because they really do generate a lot of heat. I'm coming back into my bridge position. My heels are just outside my fingers. I am going to press my low back into the floor, so there's no space, but my hips stay down. My fingers are then going to reach towards my heels, and I'm going to take my hands up and over like a rainbow, keeping my arms straight, keeping my low back down as far as I can go. So if I can get to the floor, keeping those points of performance, I'll bring it to the floor. If I can't, and I can only get it a certain distance, that's fine. Listen to your body, making sure the low back is down and the arm stays straight. So wherever you can get to, that is your range for the day. Okay? Our next exercise kind of feeds right from that one. So from here, we're going to press the low back down again. On our last rep, we're going to stay at end range, keeping the arms straight, keeping the low back down. And then from here, I'm going to aggressively pull my ribs and hips together, which might curl my pelvis off the floor. Might not. And then I'm going to tilt my pelvis, which is going to break my rib and hip position. And then I'm going to pull my ribs and hips back in together, getting that nice tight position. And then I'm going to break through the ribs and hips, getting that kind of weaker ab position. You'll feel engagement when we tuck. You'll feel that disengagement when we tilt. All right? And then we'll finish off with a nice neutral back and bring the hands back down. Keep in mind when we do this tuck and tilt, my pelvis comes off the floor quite a bit. It may not come off that much. It may only come up a little bit. It may just feel the engagement, but not actually lift. It's not right nor wrong, right? It's just where we're at right now. So we want to build that engagement and that strength. Fight the urge to press into the feet just to get the hips off the ground. It's not about that. It's about the engagement through the ribs and hips and the core, right? From there, we're going to lay on our stomach. I'm going to go this way today just to change it up. So I stretch out nice and long. My arms are down, eyes are down. I I'm going to press my toes into the floor a bit. I'm going to squeeze my glutes, pull my ribs and hips in together, press my armpits down, press my hands down, and then maintaining this tension, I'm going to lift just my arms off the floor. Holding that position for 10 seconds, lower down, disengage, and then re-engage. So again, the order is toes, glutes, ribs, hips, armpits, hands, and then once we've established that engagement, lift just the arms. Come back down. So again, the lift of the arms might not be very high. Some of us can only get them off like a millimeter. Some are lifting and the hands are just still touching the floor. That's fine, all right? As long as we're focusing on that engagement all the way up the body through the ribs, glutes, hips, all that good stuff, and we try and lift as high as we can, that's our main focus, all right? The shoulders will strengthen and open up over time as long as we're maintaining that good position, all right? Quick recap, we have our laying shoulder flexion for 5 reps, laying tuck and tilt for 5, and then we'll flip over 3 at 10-second holds for that PVC Prone Raise. Empty hand, towel, PVC, dowel, whatever you got, broomstick, you can use whatever you want. I've been really enjoying doing them without any apparatus because it really focuses you on maintaining that position really well, okay? Pause the video, take that down. You got 3 rounds of that to do just to prime those shoulders up. I'm gonna come back at you and we're gonna talk about that last upper body work set. All right, we got a bench, we got a table, we got an ottoman, whatever you got, a chair at home, whatever you got going on, we're gonna do some bent rows. So again, I got my dumbbell, all right? I need to get myself set up with my knee underneath my hip. I'm gonna come down with my hand under my shoulder like a little mini table. And I'm gonna let that shoulder tension through my core and through my upper back. And then you let that shoulder kind of drop a bit. And then I'm gonna engage and pull that dumbbell back and in to that nice low rib or hip. Then from there, I'm gonna lower. 3, 2, 1. And then I'm gonna pull through that shoulder, pull back to that hip, lower down, 3, 2, and 1. Remembering, there's no tempo technically on the up, it's just on the way down, but we wanna make sure we're not using any momentum to huck that dumbbell up to the hip. We wanna make sure it's purely strength-based and controlled. So 3 seconds on the down. Once you've done 8 per side, we'll then move into our dumbbell pullover. So we're gonna lay on the floor. You gotta move this bench back a little bit. Oh, so I'll get this out of the way. You're gonna lay on the floor after about a 30-second rest. You're gonna lay in that little bridge, so those feet flat, just outside the fingers. My low back is gonna be pressed against the ground. My elbows are slightly bent and pointing out, and my arms are up so the dumbbell's over my chest. I'm going to press that low back down and lower this dumbbell 3 solid seconds. When it touches the floor, I'll press up. 3, 2, 1. It'll touch, we'll press up. So that 3-second tempo is on the way down. If I have a little bit more range of motion in me, I'll hold the dumbbell by both bells, keeping the elbow still slightly to the outside, and I'll take it down, a little bit more range of motion. Remembering that the arms are moving through the shoulder girdle and not through the elbows. All right, so there's a difference between that, all right, and the whole arm moving at the shoulder girdle. So focus on that motion, focus on those lats, and that good tempo. You'll hit 8 of those, again, at that nice 3-second tempo down. Once you're done your pullovers, you'll rest again, 30 to 90 seconds, whatever you need to maintain that good quality movement and that good tempo. 3 rounds of that. Quick little recap. Bent row, 8 per side, 3-second eccentric. Rest 30 seconds, dumbbell pullover, 8 reps, 3-second lower, rest 30 to 90 seconds, 3 rounds. And that's the end of your day. And then you get to cool down, relax, and chill out and continue up with your day. So a nice full day right there on the board and in your work set for you guys today. Take your time working through each piece. All that is essential in that work set today. There's no real workout warm up. It's all workout and priming and prepping, getting you ready for those work sets. Have fun with it today, you guys. It's going to be a nice start to the week, getting you guys ready. We got some cool pieces throughout this week, so I hope you really enjoy. But for today, enjoy. Let me know how it goes. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye, you guys.